tool that you can take with you anywhere and everywhere that you go. We're talking about basically a walking cane. And in this case, this walking cane is designed a little bit differently than your everyday walking cane. It's got a wider crook. I'll show you how we use that in a minute. And it's got a nice beveled edge. It's made out of a hard piece of oak. You can have it made in oak or hickory. But the purpose of the Take Anywhere secret self-defense tool is that because it's a walking cane and a mobility tool, you're allowed to take it with you anywhere and everywhere you go. And from this position, using it as an everyday walking cane, which is what it is, you can immediately bring it up and get it into the fight for self-defense. So someone's coming into your space, closing the distance, you put your hands up and say, back up, you're too close. They keep coming anyway. You can see the intent. They're trying to hurt you. You can bring this up very quickly simply by bending the wrist, bending at the elbow, and lifting at that shoulder. So this first basic move, stopping them, getting between you and them, is your everyday walking cane. In this case, it's a Cane Masters walking cane, but any walking cane will do. Good evening, Studer. Good evening, Alita. It's good to see you. So take it with you anywhere and everywhere you go, because it is a mobility device first and a self-defense tool second. So the first thing I want you to practice when you have your self-defense walking cane or an everyday walking cane is a simple spin. And the reason you're going to do this spin is to put some callus on your hands, develop some spatial awareness, timing and distance, and then when you need it from here, you can snap it up and then bring it down on top of his head. You can bring it this way, bring it back, bring it down, bring it up, all with this basic swinging motion using an everyday self-defense walking cane or regular walking cane. So from this position, practicing this basic spin is going to get you familiar with this motion. It's also going to help with general fitness. This is a warm-up. I always like you to do a warm-up before you get into all of the other strikes that we're going to do using the secret self-defense tool you can take anywhere and everywhere you go. So the way you do this, you just palm faces the sky. The long side comes out of your thumb. You're closing, but you're not squeezing. You're allowing it to move. And you're just making a small pushing and pulling motion, making a small circle. You get it moving. You can do the standing. You can do it sitting. If you need your cane for mobility, so you walk with a cane. If you pick it up, you're going to fall down if you do that spin. Use two canes, one to lean on, and then the other one to get your spin going. After you do it this way to the side for about 30 seconds, bring it over and back. And this becomes a striking motion, stopping somebody who's coming in, trying to hurt you. And the great thing about this self-defense tool, this hidden self-defense tool you can take anywhere you go, is that if he has a blade on him, if he's attacking you with a knife or a machete or a hatchet or a baseball bat, anything that has some reach, you're often going to have more reach. So you're going to have a reach advantage with your everyday walking cane. G. Carlton, it's good to see you. G. Carlton says, good evening. Been hearing a lot about stabbing sprees. And yeah, we need these self-defense classes even more. Absolutely. I think we've seen a spectacular breakdown in the ability of our government to protect the people that they're supposed to protect, the thing that happened last week. But we're seeing it every day. We're seeing it a lot in the news. You can see it everywhere I go. I pay attention to what's happening around me. My wife said when we get back from being overseas in a third world country, we often feel safer where we are there. We get back to where we live with all this wealth and all of this stuff, and it doesn't feel safe. It doesn't feel safe like it used to. There's so much more violent crime, and you need to learn how to defend yourself, defend your family. After you do this spinning to the side, we're coming over and back, and you're just making an infinity symbol with your hand. Again, you're holding with your palm facing the sky, and just think about bringing it over and back. It's a gentle motion. When you do it this way, and by doing it slow, you'll start to go faster. Slow is smooth, smooth becomes fast. And then when you need it, from this position here on the ground, it'll come up and it'll stop somebody, because this hard piece of oak or hickory, whatever yours is made out of, will hit him against the head maybe and knock him out, turn off his operating system. Maybe you break his jaw, maybe you hit him in the neck, Get that process of nerves that flush the blood out of his brain. Maybe you bring it into that hand that's coming at you with that blade, and you break his wrist, or you break his forearm, or you smash the hand that's coming after you. Maybe he's reaching out to choke you. Maybe he's grabbed one of your family members and you have to bring it up and smash him across the side of his head to make him let go, because you're responsible for protecting your family when you're out in public, or even when you're in your home, because now it seems like they're bringing it home. They're breaking into homes. There's a lot more violent home invasions. So this might be the self-defense tool, hidden secret self-defense tool, gray man option, gray woman option that you have in your house. So from this position, after you spin it in one hand, I want you to get it into the other hand and do the same thing. You're always going to do both sides evenly. You spin with the right hand for 30 seconds. You do the same on the left. Then you go across the body and back for 30 seconds. And you're not spinning just to do a fancy motion. You're spinning to build proprioception, speed, power, balance, coordination, all the things that you would get if you were a boxer skipping rope. And then it's going to help your overall fitness, and it's going to give you that hard, fast, explosive striking power. Now, from this position, I want you to practice bringing it up and then bringing it down on top of his head for self-defense. So you have to ask yourself this question: what can you remove or destroy? His ability to see, his ability to be awake, his ability to breathe temporarily, his ability to breathe permanently, his ability to stand up and breathe. Maybe you knock out his wind this way and you crush that cartilage in his solar plexus, between the belly button and the privates. Maybe you're snatching that up between his legs, and then you're bringing it down on top of his head, or again, like we said, on top of his hand as he reaches for you. From this position, I want you to also practice bringing it over and back. Just swinging motion, and it's just that simple. You're not holding it so much. You're letting it rotate through your hands, and practice it slowly, increasing the speed little by little until you're going as fast as you can. And then week after week, if you do just a little bit every day, after a few weeks, you're going to be extremely powerful. All your strikes are going to hit so much harder. Stuart asks, does the grip impart the same impact using the saber grip? Yeah, Stuart, I think so. I think you just have to play around with the grip a little bit. The more you practice with it, you'll find the grip that works best for you. But I think, yes, you're going to get, you're going to have a lot of speed and power and control after you've done this for a while. It maybe not at the very beginning, but once you get used to it, you will. Now, as we go, speaking of the saber grip, as we slide down from here into this position, you put your hand up, he's coming at you, he's getting too close, you give a verbal command, you say, back up, get out of my face, don't touch me, don't touch my family, I will defend myself, whatever you have to say. Stop. You can just say stop, stop, stop. He doesn't stop, you slide your hand down the front, you bring it up. It's between you and him. From this position, you can thrust it straight in, into his nose, into his teeth, into his throat, into his solar plexus, between the belly button and the privates, into that thin fascial muscle. Snatch him in there, hit him in there, bring it to your shoulder, and then strike down, and bring it off the other shoulder and strike back. Now we're going to go into a striking combination that I want you to practice first. We're going to do that spin first to the outside. Now this is different than this spin. Before, your hand was loose. You were just squeezing. You were keeping it closed enough so that it doesn't come out. Now I want you to slide into here, and I want you to spin it to the outside of your head in what we call an orbital spin. And notice that when you do that, your hand is opening so that your fingers, your pinky finger, is going farther away from the palm of your hand, and then it comes in. So you can allow it. You can also keep it closed and work on the flexibility in your wrist. This is going to build strength in your forearm. This is also going to make these strikes a lot harder and stronger. And then when you do hit something for self-defense, like his forehead, the side of his head, his jaw for self-defense, it's not going to bounce out of your hand. You're not going to lose it from your grip, because your grip is going to be so much more powerful simply by doing this motion. It doesn't have to be fast. You might have arthritic wrists. Slow it down a little bit. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Do a little bit at a time. Once you go to the outside for a while, bring it to the inside and spin it on the inside. And you can do the same thing. You can do it with your cane. You can do it with a walking stick. A walking stick also works really well. A walking stick you can take with you almost everywhere you can go. Most people won't even question it. Just looks like a walking stick. An umbrella. This works extremely well with a golfer style umbrella that's hard, that's made durably so it doesn't fall apart. Once you've done that for 30 seconds, bring it outside and inside. And the benefit here, Studer, is that you're going to get powerful forearms, more so than just doing this. Doing this, you're going to get great. Oh, you can go faster this way too, obviously, because it's spinning in that hand. But you can do this, and you can get a lot of speed eventually from here. But as I said, the great benefit here is that power in your grip. As you go from side to side, do that for 30 seconds, put it in the other hand, starting from the outside, 30 seconds on the inside, 30 seconds, and then from one side to the other side. Always keep your hands up, keep the stick between you and the threat. You're gonna fight from behind your walking stick. This is one of the best self-defense tools that you can take with you. It's a secret self-defense tool, hidden in plain sight. It's just a simple walking cane or a walking stick. Alita, thank you so much for that super chat. I really appreciate that. So we're going from side to side, stomach up and in, abs tight. Keep your stomach tight. Tuck your chin, breathe through the nose, out through the mouth. Your feet are under. You can do this standing or sitting. If you need a cane. Hello, Michael. It's good to see you. If you need a cane to stand with so you don't fall down, then lean on one and turn the other one. Now, you might not do the spinning for self-defense. Studers, thank you so much for that super chat, that super sticker. I appreciate that. You might not do this in self-defense. In other words, you might not be swinging it, trying to keep him back like you're using a lightsaber or something. You're not spinning it in that fashion. You might be standing still and telling him, back up, get away from me. And then when he comes in, you do that basic strike coming across the side of his head, down on the other side, coming through and back, down on top, smashing through and smashing here. Lost my mic. You might do it that way, and your grip is going to be so much more powerful because of that spin. Alexander asks, what's this exercise for? Alexander, we're talking about a self-defense tool that you can take anywhere and everywhere. Be senior self-defense. For seniors, it might carry these. You see a lot of seniors carry these. Maybe disabled veterans have to walk with a cane. People who have been born with challenges to their mobility, maybe a cerebral palsy, they don't have a choice. They carry one of these. G. Carlton, thank you so much for that super sticker, that super chat. But it's a tool anybody can carry. You don't have to technically have a disability to carry it. You might be like me where your hips hurt all the time. I had a hip replacement and I had to use this for weeks. I still use this when this one feels great now, the replacement, but now this one needs to be replaced and I've got to wait on it and it's getting worse by the day. And so you throw it in the opposite side. And sometimes when this gets real tight, my piriformis locks up, I use this and I walk around with it. But you can also take this. I carry this one in my car when I get out and pump gas in a neighborhood where there have been, carjackings and all that. I've got my cane so that I can immediately respond while I'm putting the gas in the other thing if I have to. If someone comes up to me quickly, I can just, hey, you're getting too close to me, back up. And I have in this position, and it's a non-threatening position, right? On my part, he's threatening me, but from here, I just pop it up. Or if I'm carrying it in this way with a crook facing back, I just slide my hand down. You're too close, back up. I'll defend myself, get away. And then you can immediately defend yourself either with one of these strikes coming down at an angle, horizontal strikes, a vertical strike, or starting with a thrust or ending with a thrust. So now I'm going to switch over to, this is the Traveler by Cane Masters. I put the links in the description for Cane Masters canes. They make the best, in my opinion, they make the best self-defense canes right now that you can get on the market. It's an investment, but there's a lot of value right here. So yeah, Alexander says thrust is a good way to start for sure. I've always been a great fan of the thrust, especially a two-handed thrust, because you have so much more power and your entire body weight is behind it. And it forces you to keep it between you and the threat. A lot of times if people go for a slashing strike first, they might come too wide. And if you come too wide and he closes the distance, your arm is going to wrap around him. You'll never hit him. That's why you must practice coming off of your shoulder, pushing straight, turning the wrist, and making all of your strikes come through that center line of the body. And so this is what I want you to practice. I want you to practice this basic combination. Hendricks asked for 100-year-old grandmother to protect yourself if you can. I believe she could absolutely learn these basic things. What if the enemy grabs the cane? And we're going to go over that in just a minute. I'll give you that right at the end of this combination I want you to practice. In 2 minutes, Alexander. Slide down the front, bring your hands up, get the cane between you and the thread. I want you to start with a thrust, come to your shoulder, coming off. You have 2 angular strikes down. And then I have this strike. I want you to come with your palm facing the sky, coming through horizontally, turn it over so your palm faces the ground, bring it back this way, and then bring 1 strike right down the middle, crack him in his head. And you can see this cane, master cane, has this teardrop shape here, which allows it to cut through the air faster, but it also allows it to compress the flesh and break the bone a little bit faster too. And then you can bring it straight down on the top of his head, but you take 2 hands on it and step with the thrust, almost like a bayonet thrust coming forward. Now, I'm going to give you this combination one more time. Your hand is here. You have this crook. This is the crook facing behind you in the traditional way. Your other hand is always up between you and the thread. That's so if he closes that distance, you can stick that elbow straight into his face. You can just drive by putting your hand on your head. You can absorb whatever strike. He might be trying to hit you in the head. He might hit your head. And you can absorb a lot of it and take the power out of his strike by putting your hand here. It's like a shock absorber. And you move your body in, and the tip of your bony elbow goes into his nose, his teeth, his throat, anywhere in the face. From here, your other hand sliding down the cane, and you're putting it between you and him. And then you can move him back with it. This piece of rubber here, which protects the end of your cane from getting chipped up on the ground, it's not going to blunt the force. He's still going to feel it. You're aiming for his soft tissue of his body, his nose, his teeth, his throat, his solar plexus, between his belly button and his stomach, and coming straight in this way. And that's enough. That might just make him move back, and you're going to bring it from your shoulder down for that first angle. So you come down 1, 2, horizontal, horizontal, vertical, 2 hands, step and thrust. You can also turn it from this position, turn it here, and then just smash straight in. And this hard piece of oak or hickory, whatever yours is made out of, goes through his nose, his teeth. You're going to move him back. You can box his ears, smashing with the side of your cane. You can lift it up and smash down like a rifle butt strike using the crook there again, that big fat knuckle, big fist coming right into his teeth for self-defense. You use it that way. Now, if you bring it this way and he catches you off guard, he grabs your cane, you're going to immediately lock your hand and your cane to your hip. And all you're doing is just pull it straight in. You just want to pull it down. Now, he might have a hole of it. You can step in and pull it. You're going to get your other hand on the front. So from here, he grabs up here, bring it in here. Now, when it's locked against your hip, he's pulling your entire body weight. Your hand is out here, and he grabs your cane. Even if you have 2 hands on it, you're going to start doing a tug of war. He's going to try to rip it out of your hands. If you lock it against your body, you can now make a small circle by turning your shoulders and hips, your core of your body in the front and in the back, your belly muscles, your chest muscles, all of the muscles that keep you standing up straight, your back muscles, your leg muscles are all connected here to your cane because you locked it against your hip. Now from here, as he pulls it, you're going to make a small turning circle. When you turn your shoulders and hips this way, and your entire body is moving, he's holding with his hands. It's your entire big, thick body against his arms. No matter how big his arms are, he could be a big muscle man, doesn't matter. He's pulling against you, you're going to turn it away and then back in. When I say away, this is your left hand, go toward your left shoulder and then turn it back in. You can also go to the right and turn it in, depending on how he's grabbing it. But most likely you'll go left and then down. You go left and down. If he's holding it up here, his hands are going to cross at the wrist, and then you're going to push it down and it's going to be in his chest. It's in his chest, shove it up into his face or his throat or his teeth. So if you bring it out here, he grabs it, immediately lock it to your hip, get the other hand on it, turn down and then step and thrust it into his face. Now, there are videos on this channel where I do have a partner and a person who's smaller than me. I have him demonstrate against me because it doesn't make any sense if I do it against him, because then you say, well, you're bigger. But you can see that when you use proper technique, even though my arms are stronger than his arms, his body is bigger and stronger than my arm. That's the point. And that's the whole secret of martial arts for years and years. You understand processes and techniques and how physics and how the body works. Then you use that to your advantage, and you use leverage, and you use all these mechanical things, and then you can defeat somebody who's a lot bigger, if you understand. And the other part of this is, what can you remove or destroy? That's from Tim Larkin's book, When Violence is the Answer, which is also in the description, the link to that. And that says that he's trying to do violence against you. You're going to use violence against him to make him stop. It's not a fight. It's not a competition. It's not a street fight. It's not a barroom fight. It's not a school fight. It's life or death. He's trying to hurt you, take away your freedom, your life, your dignity, hurt your family, hurt your wife, hurt your children, hurt your grandchildren. And you're not going to have it. You're going to be the protector, the first responder. Police maybe will come and hopefully, but you know, police officers are not designed. They're not there to defend and protect. They're there to respond and protect once they get there, right? They might be 3 minutes out. They might be 10 minutes out. They might even be 30 seconds out, and that 30 seconds is too long. You're right there. You need to respond immediately, get the stick between you and him, thrust off the shoulders, bring it through, bring it back, bring it down, step in and thrust. Now, going back to crook facing him, I want to have, Eat Your Food says, nice garage. Wonder if the neighbors know they've got a ninja in their district. Probably not. That's you know, sometimes I'll walk with this or I walk with the other stick. But other people in my neighborhood, I got a lot of retired cops in my neighborhood. They all carry sticks because they all know they all carried sticks. These are all older cops who carried riot batons and have used them and understand that with two hands on it, you stick that into someone that's going to stop them, that's going to drive. They've all had people try to take the sticks out of their hands, and they've learned how to do the same motion. So I have affinity for my neighbors, and they have affinity for me here. As we go through these exercises tonight, you're going to turn the cane out facing them. Your hand is going to be on the crook side. This ergonomically is better for your body if you do use a cane for balance and control and mobility. And like I said, if you need one, if you had to pick it up and you would fall down, use two. Lean on one, fight with the other one. Now, in this case, we're going to have the hand up. We're going to have just one cane, put the hand between me and the threat, give the verbal command, get out of my face. He's coming in close, two hands up, back up, you're too close. He continues to close that distance. You're just going to step in with this basic thrust, just like you're doing a simple reverse punch right into his face, or what we would call a cross in boxing. So from this, it's in my right hand, it's in your right hand, your left hand is up between you and him. Again, this left hand is for self-defense. This hand can immediately go to your head to protect this whole side of your head. He might throw this on this side, and you can bring the cane up on this side and absorb the blow here, and then stick it in his face. Now, from this position, smashing his face here, I want you to simply turn from here, your wrist over, and then pull your thumb in to you like you're hitchhiking. So from here, bring it up, you're too close, smash, and then turn. And what's going to happen is that long side of the cane, using the power of your core again, your shoulders and hips turning, coming across the side of his head, you're going to catch him in his jaw or his temple, hopefully in that neck, hit that process of nerves, the blood flushes out of the brain, he falls to the ground like a sack of poo. Cops come and pick him up. When they finally get there, hands are here, back up, you're too close, smash here, bring it in to your ear like you're answering the phone. Now, I'm not criticizing the police officers. I think that they are overwhelmed. I know that they are overwhelmed. There's not enough of them in so many places for so many different reasons. All of society's got so many broken pieces of fabric. So many pieces of the fabric of society are ripped or torn. And there's a lot of reasons why you need to train to be your own first responder. And if you see what's coming, violence in the streets, the riots that are happening all over Europe, all over the countries that are just falling, country after country after country in Africa and all over the world. And if you pay attention to what's happening, countries that are standing up, getting ready to fight each other, and then what's happening here, if you live here in the United States, or in Canada, you see what's happening, especially coming into this next election, the amount of violence and craziness that's coming your way. It's a tsunami, and it's going to come, and it might not hit you directly, but you might see it, you might feel it. You might feel a lot more confident if you've learned some basic self-defense. If you do have to get out of the house and go to the store and pick up some groceries, and you want to take the secret self-defense tool anywhere and everywhere, you can't beat the walking cane. So from this crook facing out, up, give the command, back up, you're too close, and then straight in. You have to think about what can you remove or destroy. Is he going to break his nose, make the snot come out, the tears come out of his eyes, he starts choking on his own spit? Or maybe you catch him when his tongue's out and you make him bite his own tongue off. But you're going to smash him with this. Then you're going to bring this across, cracking the side of his face. That puts it into your other hand, where you lift your hand to your ear, almost like you're answering your phone. And then you step in and you can smash it straight into his nose, into his mouth. You have to, if he's got a weapon, a knife, there are multiple attackers, you're afraid for your life, maybe you go into the throat. That's a very dangerous strike. But again, we're using violence against violence. If you have to, if it's life or death, or he's about to harm or dramatically change the trajectory of your children's lives, your wife, your grandchildren, he's going to harm them in a way that is just unthinkable. You stick that into his throat, and then you chop this straight down into the flesh of his face and rip everything off. His nose, rip the teeth out of his mouth, rip the eyeball out of his head, if you have to, for self-defense. But the combination I want you to practice is get it up from here, bring two hands up, and this motion is going to be easy for you because you've done all of the spinning in your warm-up when you train with the secret self-defense tool. You can take anywhere and everywhere you go. It's in this position. He's too close between you and him. Smash, turn your wrist, bringing this across his face, hard and fast. Answer your phone, thrust in, chop down, and then a finishing blow by bringing your hands back and then straight back up, right up under his chin or into his solar plexus, or if you're down into his, maybe you're sitting on that bench, into his groin. All these techniques can be done standing or sitting. You might be confined to a wheelchair. You can still use a cane for self-defense. And you can take it with you anywhere and everywhere you go. That's the great thing about the cane. It's the perfect gray man tool or gray woman tool. It does not look like a self-defense tool. It's not. It's a mobility tool. It's a medical device that doubles as, I think, maybe the best in non-permissive environments. You might say, well, you just ought to carry one of these and then pop, pop, pop. Well, I carry one of these. I concealed carry. I have a license to do that. I have multiple licenses to carry in different situations. And I also carry a cane, and I carry one of these, right? But when I go to the courthouse, or when I go to I flew to a country that won't even allow you to have not just this one, any version of this. I can't even bring like a little those Swiss Army knife. You can't have any kind of pocket knife where we just came from. But you can have one of these. You can take it anywhere and everywhere you go. So when you're in a non-permissive environment, you're in this position, hands up, he's too close, he's trying to harm you, take something from you, your life, your dignity, your freedom. You're going to use violence against violence. The question is, what can you remove or destroy? Do this first thrusting motion, turning through your shoulders and hips to create maximum stopping power, and then turning your hand over from here just to here. As you turn your shoulder, brings that small motion here, makes a large motion because of the distance between your hand and the end of that cane is so long. That creates a lot of leverage, smashing him across his head. Answer your phone while you get your other hand on it, stepping in and thrusting to move him back, chop in, whatever that little beveled edge grabs a hold of, rip, just ripping down and then finishing off, knocking him back, getting him out of your face, clearing the area so that you can get your family to safety or get yourself to safety, and smashing with two hands using the butt, like a rifle butt strike. Now, to create maximum stopping power, to get stronger in all of your strikes, I recommend this home gym. This entire home gym costs I think $14. Put a link in the description if you want to get one, or there's one in the shopping on the somewhere on the video. But it's a resistance band, and these things are great for if you don't have a gym to go to, or you can't afford one, or you don't want to spend the money on one. You can get every exercise you can get in the gym with one of these. And if you have a cane or a walking stick, you can attach it like this. Attach it by just sticking it on it. Put the stick in front of your chest. I open the arm, that swings it behind my back, and I bring that up and over and just slide it on. Now, if you're finicky, you might want to make sure it doesn't twist up, but I don't care. As long as I get it around. I like it on the outside of my arm. Some people like it on the inside of the arm. Yeah, Alita says, resistant bands are fabulous. Rip asks, where can you get the cane? Rip, this is the Dojo cane. It's fairly inexpensive. The other one is more expensive, but they're both made by the same company. The company's called Cane Masters. And if you go to the description of this video, I put a link in there for Cane Masters. You can see what they charge, what they're made out of. They're highly customizable. You can put your initials on them if you want. You can have them made out of hickory, make out of oak. I like hickory the best because it's stronger, and you can get it stronger. Pound for pound, it's going to hit harder when it's hickory. All right, so this is like the second level of resistance band, and the way you determine the resistance you want or you need that you want to work out with is by how wide it is. Now you can see I don't have them with me now because they're in storage, but if I have one this thick, I have some this thick, I can't do all these. Wilson K, it's great to see you. Welcome. So don't go with a really wide one if you're just starting out. Get the smallest one you can get, or this one, or get two. I like to get one or two. Then when it's in front of your chest like this, as you're pushing away, the resistance is increasing, which is a better workout for your body, for your muscles, especially as you age, than just dumbbells or machines. And you're going through a full range of motion because you're not locked into a machine, and you're not going to drop the weights on your throat or your face. You're not going to become a meme in the gym because someone secretly videos you while you're trying to figure out how to work out. And you can do it all. I call these standing push-ups. I love push-ups. I don't like getting on the ground as much anymore just because my hips hurt getting up and down. So I'll do this, and I'll do this for 30 seconds because I want time under tension. I want you to do this for 30 seconds and then rest. And that's going to activate all these muscles in here. Theoretic, I think that's how you pronounce it. So got the resistance bands we showed us a while back, working wonders for your arms and shoulders already. It's my pleasure. Yeah, Matthew says great upper body workout. You will notice in a very short period of time. The great thing is you can do it every day. I mean, you're going to build, because we're not building gym going to the beach muscles, right? I mean, you can, but what we're trying to do is build knockout, get the punk out of your face as fast as possible, get the thug, the criminally ill, insane person who's trying to hurt you, harm you, kill you, smash him, get him out of your face as hard and as fast as you can. Muscles, that's the muscle we want. And you're going to get that with resistance bands more so than just doing, even if you just do push-ups. Push-ups are great, but these, because you're increasing resistance as you go out, you're going to get stronger into that strike so that you have power in every inch of the strike, no matter wherever you hit them. Yeah, Saif says dumbbells and bands. Yeah, I still like dumbbells. Kettlebells are my favorite. I like to swing kettlebells, do deadlifts with kettlebells, and not super heavy weights anymore. After you do 30 seconds here and you rest, let your heart rate come back down, then I'm going to have you push down, like you're pushing yourself up and out of a chair, or you're getting out of the pool, or you're pushing some nasty person out of your face, off your body. And this is going to activate the lower part of your chest. My wife has a joke. She works out with a personal trainer who's a bodybuilder, and their joke, these two ladies, is no droopy pecs. That's just their recommendation. It's a joke. But as men age, our pecs often get droopy. And they tell me all the time, watch what you eat. No droopy pecs. Do your push-ups. No droopy pecs. So this will help you get rid of the droopy pecs. You're just pushing down over and over and over. And you do that for 30 seconds, and it really starts to burn. And you're also hitting the triceps, the back of the arm. But you're hitting the lower part of the chest, building power. You have the upper part of the chest, the middle of the chest, and the lower. It's really two pieces. But you can isolate the fibers in each part of the pectoral muscles. And by pushing down, you're hitting the lower part. When we push straight out, it's the overall chest. And then the third one is I'm going to push up and away from you. I want you to see the angle from the side. And I ate dinner right before I came out and worked out with you tonight. So it's like 120 degrees here in the garage. My belly's full. But I usually go for a walk afterwards. So it's always good to move your body after you eat. Gently. You don't want to go crazy. But I'm really starting to feel it in the triceps. It's really starting to light those up. And I'm going to show you one more I want you to do for the triceps, because a lot of these strikes you're going to do with your walking cane with the best secret self-defense tool for self-defense. Hidden, in plain sight, the walking cane. A lot of these strikes, your triceps are going to do a lot of that work. Your back is going to do a lot of the work. We're going to talk about the back in a minute. From here, the fourth exercise, have you bring your hands inside the bands and then push with them inside. And that's really going to isolate, like doing diamond push-ups. You know how to do those. But it's really going to isolate those triceps. You can also bring your hand up here and push away and hit the triceps too. That's really burning those out. So I'm going to pop it down and show you the biceps, because anytime you jab and you pull or you strike or you're doing that motion where you grab your cane, you're taking it back away from them, weapon retention, you've got to activate those biceps. So you're going to throw that under your hips, throw your hips back, and then you curl. And when you curl, hold it, or squeeze. You're just squeezing the biceps. Squeeze and hold, squeeze and hold. You'll build a lot of power there. Taking the cane around, or letting the loop go around the cane, and then put your feet between it, and then you're going to pull to here. Now, don't pull up to here. That's too much on your shoulders. Your shoulders are small muscles. We want to activate the muscles in the back and the shoulders, and you're just going to pull it to here. And again, keep the stomach tight, stomach up and in, abs tight. Tuck the chin a little bit. Breathe through the nose, out through the mouth. And make it an explosive motion and hold. Explode and hold. And again, if we were doing a bodybuilder workout, we would do it in a different pace with different outcomes that we're looking for. We're looking for knock somebody out, break the teeth down their throat for self-defense, get them off of you for self-defense. Those kind of muscles. The muscles that are fast, explosive, quick, dense, quick twitch muscle fibers. We want to activate all the muscles, right? We want to get powerfully strong, but explosive too. We want to have rotational power. We want to have all these things. You get that all with this band. You can hook the band around a pole. I don't have any poles in the garage. Hook it around the pole and then practice punching. And then you'll get all these muscles through here, and your punch will get more explosive. You can move the cane out of the way, and with just a simple loop, step on it, separate your feet, stomach up and in, tuck the chin a little bit, bring your elbows inside the band, palms facing the sky, bend the knees, and then explode as you come up, pushing up again and again. Again, don't worry about how many repetitions. Just put a timer on for 30 seconds. You have one of the split timers, you can do 30 seconds and then rest for a minute to 2 minutes. Let your heart rate come all the way back down because you want to have you want your energy there when you go for that next set. Give yourself 2 minutes of rest. Bring the breathing down, and then boom, go again. Explode. And then when you have to, palm strike somebody, elbow strike, bring it through his face. Self-defense. Or you're fighting with the secret, hidden self-defense tool that you can bring anywhere and everywhere you go, the walking cane. I see these all the time go through TSA, and you don't have to declare it. You just say it's my walking cane, and you don't have to. Then we're starting to read the comments a little bit. They're pretty funny. But I appreciate you guys. A lot of you guys are here, serious, looking to learn. But this is a Cane Master's cane. It's gold standard, I think. Right now, there's nothing better on the market. Someone sent me some canes that are knockoffs, literally knockoffs. And they didn't make them right. They weren't finished right. The wood wasn't right. And he asked me to make some videos of them. I'm like, all I can make is how horrible they are. So I'm not going to do that to this guy. But if you're looking for a good cane, go to the Cane Masters. There's a link in the description below. Get a real Cane Masters cane. Go for hickory, and they'll be excellent. Or get a walking stick. Get an Irish shillelagh made out of briar. What do they call that? Losing my train of thought there on the wood. Anyway, get a hard wood that you can defend yourself with, and then train with it. Learn now how to protect yourself and your family for what might be coming in the future. I pray every day that it's all craziness in the media, and they're just amping us up, and they're making us fight each other and angry all the time, and they're trying to do something and keep us distracted. But then eventually things will go back to normal. But then I was watching a lot of Dirty Harry lately, and Charles Bronson. What were those movies? The Charles Bronson movies. Dirty Harry, obviously, it's Clint Eastwood. Charles Bronson, Death Wish movies. And then all the other movies he made kind of around that series were made at a time like this when lawlessness, I don't know if you're watching what's happening in New York City, but almost every day, like the crime is just exponentially increasing. And then in other cities too. And law enforcement just can't keep up. And I think it's intentional. They're trying to destroy things for whatever reason, but it doesn't matter why, it doesn't matter who, it doesn't matter what's happening. But if you're paying attention to it and it's alarming to you, then prepare or panic, prepare or perish. The best way to prepare is learn some basic self-defense using a stick and a walking cane that you can take anywhere and everywhere, because it's the perfect hidden self-defense tool. And then you don't have to feel so vulnerable when you go about your daily business. Because I don't know what's happening, what's coming. I've been watching the news, obviously. Major turmoil everywhere around the world, but back here at home too. No matter where you live in the world, you can throw a rock and hit some craziness that's happening that hasn't happened in a long time. And it's probably I believe it's cyclical. And I believe that every winter is followed by a spring. I believe we're in a deep, dark winter where things die and feel like they're never going to come back. And then the sun will shine again, and the birds will sing, and then the flowers will sprout up, and the buds will come on the trees, and the flowers will come. Everything will be beautiful again and calm and peaceful. But I think we got to go through a period of time where you need to learn how to defend yourself, which is why I train with you with these tools. And I think the next one we're going to try to do one tomorrow, either on the palm stick or I'm going to do a bow staff, just because my shoulders have been tight lately, and I love using the bow staff. Bow staff is like if you learn how to fight with a bow, you can fight with almost any stick. So the bow's the longest one. It's it can do a lot of really cool things. But if you can fight with a bow, you can fight with a lot of different sticks. So we might do that tomorrow morning. But you guys have been great. And Alita, Studer, I really appreciate those super chats. There's G. Carlton, thank you. And Matthew, everybody, thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys training with me. And in the comment section, if you train with a band at all, I know that's not what this video is about, but Let me know what size you're on now and if you've seen any difference in your body. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear it in the comments.